In the eastern edge of California, hidden between sharp mountains and burning skies, lies a place like no other. A land so hot, so dry, and so unforgiving, it earned a name that sends chills down your spine. Welcome to Death Valley, the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the United States. But because of the heat and the danger, it's a story filled with beauty, survival, and deep, powerful history. This is a journey through the heart of a land that refuses to be tamed. The year was 1849. The California gold rush was in full swing. Thousands of people chased their dreams westward, desperate to find gold and strike it rich. Among them, a group of 107 wagons left Salt Lake City, Utah in October, too late in the year to cross the snowy Sierra Nevada mountains safely. Their guide, Captain Jefferson Hunt, wanted to play it safe and take the long old Spanish trail. But impatience won. At Enterprise, Utah, a young man pulled out a hand-drawn map. He promised a shortcut 500 miles shorter through a mysterious place called Walker Pass. Tempted by speed, 107 wagons split from Hunt's group and plunged into the unknown. They didn't know it yet, but they were heading straight into the jaws of a place that would test every part of their being. For 2 months, they wandered the harsh desert. The sun beat down like fire. Wagons broke. Oxen collapsed. Hope began to fade. By Christmas Eve, they reached a small spring near what we now call Furnace Creek. But their troubles were far from over. Ahead stood the Panamint Mountains, tall, steep, and impossible to pass with their wagons. The group split again. Some, called the Jaywalkers, went north. They slaughtered their oxen for food, burnt their wagons, and walked across sand dunes and mountains until they found safety. The others, the Bennett Arkin party, faced even worse luck. Their animals died, their wagons were left behind, desperation gripped them. In the final act of bravery, 2 young men, William Lewis Manley and John Rogers, set off on foot. They walked over 300 miles to reach a mission near Los Angeles. They came back with supplies and a single one-eyed mule. They saved the group, though one man had died. As they finally left the desert, a woman looked back one last time and said, "Goodbye, Death Valley." The name stuck. The memory never faded. Death Valley isn't just hot, it's the hottest. On July 10th, 1913, the temperature at Furnace Creek hit 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the hottest air temperature ever recorded on Earth. But what makes this place so extreme? Death Valley is a deep, narrow basin 282 feet below sea level. It's surrounded by high mountains like the Panamint Range and Amargosa Range. The air here is dry. The sky is clear, so when the sun shines down, nothing blocks its heat. The ground gets scorched, the hot air rises, hits the mountains, and falls back down, even hotter than before. Summer nights don't bring relief. Sometimes it stays above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, even in the dark. This is a place where the air itself burns, where humans, plants, and animals must adapt or die. But Death Valley isn't just a desert wasteland. It's a masterpiece, sculpted by time, heat, wind, and water. At Badwater Basin, the land sinks lower than anywhere else in North America. A white sea of salt stretches across the ground, shimmering like snow. But it's hot and dry, a remnant of ancient lakes that dried up over 10,000 years ago. Just a few miles away, the artist's palette explodes with color: green, purple, yellow, pink. These shades come from volcanic minerals oxidized by time and heat. The Mesquite flat sand dunes rise and fall like ocean waves, frozen in time. The wind shapes them constantly, making every visit unique. And then, rising above it all, stands Telescope Peak at 11,049 feet. From its snowy top, you can look down and see the valley far below, hot and cold, high and low, a land of extremes. In rare years, winter rain brings a miracle. Wildflowers, desert gold, sand verbena, and primrose burst into bloom, covering the desert in color. In a moment of magic, gone in weeks but remembered forever. You might think nothing could survive here, but you'd be wrong. Life doesn't exist in Death Valley, it thrives in ways you wouldn't believe. The desert bighorn sheep leap across the Rocky Mountains. They can lose one-third of their body weight in water and survive. The tiny kangaroo rat never drinks water, not a single drop. It gets moisture from seeds and produces almost no waste. The desert tortoise, ancient and slow, can live for 80 years hiding underground to escape the heat. At night, the desert awakens. Coyotes howl, jackrabbits run, and scorpions hunt. Sidewinder rattlesnakes slither silently, their sideways movement leaving strange tracks in the sand. The roadrunner, a fast bird with a high body temperature, darts across the hot ground, unbothered by the heat. And deep in a limestone cave, there lives the devil's whole pupfish, a tiny bluefish trapped for thousands of years in one single hot spring. Fewer than 200 remain, but they hang on, survivors of a world long gone. Humans have always been drawn to Death Valley, not for beauty, but for treasure. In the late 1800s, prospectors came looking for gold, silver, copper, and famously borax. At the Harmony Borax Works, workers loaded borax into giant wagons pulled by 20 mule teams across the desert. It was backbreaking work, but the borax used in everything from soap to glass was worth it. Boom towns rose overnight, like Rhyolite and Skidoo, and disappeared just as fast. Some had salons, hotels, even electric lights. Now just crumbling walls and silent streets remain. The Keen Wonder mine once pulled gold from the mountains. Today, its ruins are preserved as a reminder of the hunger for wealth that shaped this land. Mining slowed in the 1970s. The last borax mine, the Billy Mine, closed in 2005. What remains is a legacy, one that speaks of both ambition and the price nature pays. Today, Death Valley is protected as a national park. It covers over 3.4 million acres, bigger than some small countries. From Las Vegas, it's just a 2-hour drive to reach the heart of the park, and whether you have 2 hours or 2 days, there's something unforgettable waiting for you. Drive down Badwater Road to see the Devil's Golf Course, Badwater Basin, and the Rainbow Hills of Artists Drive. There are 300 miles of paved roads and many more dirt tracks for 4x4 vehicles. But beware, flash floods can wash roads away in minutes. Always check conditions first. There are 9 developed campgrounds, like Furnace Creek, where reservations are needed during cooler months. Want solitude? Try backcountry camping, but you need a free permit. And remember, this place is not a joke. In summer, temperatures can soar past 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Carry at least 2 gallons of water per person per day. Never hike in the heat of day, and if your car breaks down, stay with it. It could save your life. Death Valley is full of contradictions, a place of death, full of life, a land so ancient yet always changing, a desert once covered by water, a sea of salt hiding stories older than memory. The pioneers who named it faced starvation, fear, and despair, but they also found hope and strength. The animals here survive against all odds. The rocks whisper tales of fire and ice. The wind carries the echoes of miners, dreamers, and wanderers.